Um, Briefly, we'll be speaking on um, if you are the Son of God. If you are the Son of God. And let's check the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 3. And the tempter came to him and said, If thou be the Son of God, command these stones be made bread. If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become bread. You see, one of the temptations we may begin to have is that we may always want to show ourselves. I will show them that I have grace. Don't worry, just let me handle the mic. Everybody will know that the hand of the Lord is upon me. No, you don't need to show anything. If you truly are the Son of God, there is nothing to show. The devil came to Jesus and said, well, he's not even sure. He said, okay, I have seen a lot of things, but this is time to prove it. If you are the Son of God, then you should be able to what? Turn these stones to bread. I know you are fasted, and now you are hungry, and you need something to eat. At least you need bread to eat. Looking at the fact that you just finished fasting, and now you are hungry. Now, if you are the Son of God, you should be able to meet your needs. Now, turn this stone, turn it to bread. If you are a man that is always after, I want to prove this to them, I will prove it to them, I will show them, you will soon find out that sooner or later you will leave God, because you will obey too many instructions from the devil and you will not know. You will think it's God. Now, the question is, does it mean that Jesus does not have power to turn the stones to bread? The answer is no. He has the power. But did he do it? The answer is no. He did not do it. What does that mean? That means it is not everything you can that you should. Are you there? I can does not mean I should. So if you ask the question, can I? Wisdom demands that you should also ask the question, should I? Can I use my pen to change 5,000 naira to 5 million naira? Will it work? Yes, I can. Don't stop there. You need to ask yourself another question. Should I? That's when you will know. If you ask, can I, and you don't ask, should I, you will commit a lot of blunders in life. That's why you see a lot of people in error. The only question they ask is, can I? And once they find it, yes, they just go ahead without asking, should I? Jesus can turn the stone to bread just the same way, just to show the devil that he is the Son of God. But he did not. See, there's nothing to show about. If you truly know who you are, there's nothing to show about. The light of God that is in us is not to show or prove anything to the world. No, it's for service. Are you there? When you see a man that is working in the supernatural, praying for the sick, and they are getting healed, he is not trying to show. Are you there? He's not trying to show. It's just that in the process of doing the things of the kingdom, those things we begin to review them, we begin to show them. But he's not doing that primarily because he wants to show anything. No. It is not you that will show yourself. It's the kingdom engagement you are involved in that will show you. So if God gives you grace and you pray for the sick and they get healed, you don't need to show yourself. No. Those things you are doing will bring you out to the scene. Those things you are doing will show you, not you trying to show yourself. So Jesus refused the first offer from the devil. I know you are hungry, and I know you can eat bread. But if truly you are the Son of God, turn this stone to bread. Many of us we have lost our spiritual consecration. We have lost our purity because we want to prove things. So you are still keeping your virginity. If you know that you are truly a complete person, do this. Go and meet this sister. Go and meet this brother. And because they want to prove, they too, they do it. And they fall into sin. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. If you are sure you have money, okay, come and donate. Those are the pressures we have around. You don't need to prove anything. Check Jesus. He is not trying to prove anything to anybody. You are not called to prove anything to anybody. You are called to follow God. Our role model is Jesus. If Jesus refuses to prove anything to the devil, then you also should not try proving anything to anybody. Let God show you. Don't show yourself. Are you with me? I heard a story from one of my fathers in the Lord. He said, when he was, from one of my mentors. So he said, when he was young, when he was like a youth, he doesn't flirt around with girls. So they just see him, doesn't move carelessly with girls. So they came to him to challenge him. And they said, you this one that you are not even following girls around. Everybody at least peering up. You are just there working in isolation. It will mean that you are an impotent fellow. You cannot do anything. So okay, if you know you can, if you know you are not impotent, if you know you can really impregnate a girl, do something. Let us see. Do something. And he told us, he said, that pressure now made him go to the lodge of prostitute. He paid a prostitute and he had sex with the prostitute. Now, the reason he ventured into that was because he wanted to prove something. So if you also have the mentality of, I want to prove, you will live in sin. Because most of the things the devil will want you to prove are things that will lead you to sin. Are you getting what I'm saying? Meanwhile, God is not a magician. So turning stone to bread is magic. So God is not magical. God is miraculous. Meanwhile, turning few breads to plenty is miracle. So when it was time for God to do a miracle, he did not turn stone to bread. He got few bread and he multiplied it. Are you there? Multiplications of bread from one to many is miracle. So God does not turn stone to bread because God is not magical. But God can multiply your bread and make it excess. Are you there? So if you want to experience God's multiplication, don't come to God with a stone and expect him to turn it to bread. You must come. That thing you want God to do, come to God with it. You must look like what you're asking for. You're asking God for a bread and you are coming with a stone. No, God will not do anything. Are you getting what I'm saying? I hope you are catching that mystery now. If you want God to give you bread, come with a bread. If you want God to multiply bread for you, come with at least a bread. You must look like what you're asking for. So if you want God to multiply your bread, come to him with a bread. Are you there? And he will multiply the bread. Don't come to God with stone and tell him to turn it to bread. God is not he's not under pressure to prove anything. Imagine God is under pressure to prove things. Many of us will have died. Many of us. Because most of the prayers we even pray out of ignorance. If God answers those prayers, I wonder if there will still remain one person on earth. But we are all preserved because God is not trying to prove anything to anybody. I pray the Lord will help us to be able to see what God is actually trying to show us from this teaching in the name of Jesus. Finally, I need to stress this point. If you want God to multiply your bread, come to him with a bread. Don't come with a stone. You must look like what you are asking for. You want the will of God? Become the will of God. The Lord will help us. In the name of Jesus.